flight tips. So, you know, I'll take sometimes very long flights to get to where I'm going on my travels for my travel vlogging and for my Instagram travel. And of course I travel with a young little monkey, but cozy travel tips are great for whether you're traveling solo, with a big family, just as a couple. It's just ways to feel a little bit more cozy and comfortable on long haul flights, because those can be stressful and draining, and you can just feel like utter crud by the time you get off that plane. When I fly into London, which is kind of one of my main travel hubs that I fly into and then go travel from, you know, that's a long flight, and I tend to get off on the flight that gets you there in the morning. So I'll get there between like maybe 8, 9 a.m. and then I have to be ready for the day, right? Because I don't want to lose a day of travel trying to sleep and then be awake all that night, because it doesn't reset your clock, you know. When you land somewhere, you've got to kind of get into the time zone and just act like that's the time that it is. It saves you so much trouble. So I really want to feel cozy and comfortable and happy on a plane as much as possible. I do not fly first class or business class. I just fly economy. I try to find good deals on tickets. So I am not in some fabulous insulated bubble of travel. This is just, you know, me and my 4-year-old traveling in economy, trying to be comfy. So these are things that I've found that make me so much happier. Now, let me know if you would like me to do a cozy flight tips for kids, because that's a whole separate thing of stuff that I bring for my son to make him cozy and more comfortable and let everybody have a better flight. Because, you know, when the kids are happy on the flight, mama's happy. So one of the first things I bring, and this doesn't even really matter, even if I'm going somewhere pretty warm, I'll often bring a scarf. Now, if I go to Hawaii, I'll just bring a sweatshirt and use this as the same thing on the plane. But I will bring a big scarf. I got this, I think this is actually made in Scotland, but I got this years ago at a trade show when I was starting to want to do a jewelry business that I did not end up doing, but I was doing all the research. Oh yeah, this is made in Scotland. There you go. That is so funny. And it's super soft. It's cashmere, and it is big. It is. Woo! So this works wonderfully as a shawl. I can wrap around if I get cold. I use it as a blanket on myself and my son, and we cuddle in under it, watch a movie, eat some snacks, and instantly, you know, it's something that smells like us, that is ours, that is not a super uncomfortable airplane blanket that are all thin and nasty. So I love these. You can't have too many of these. I keep thinking that I should probably buy a second one just in case anything ever happens to this one, because I love it so much. So a good giant cashmere scarf or mini blanket works wonderfully just for making you cozy and at home. I love it. It's my #1 thing that I always try to bring something for a blanket. Now, a second thing that I bring, and I've only recently started doing this, but can I say it makes a big difference? People probably think I'm very eccentric when I get on the plane, but putting a little bit of essential oil. Now, I like lavender for my red-eye flights, my overnight flights, because we're trying to rest and relax. And then sometimes I will also bring a lemon essential oil that I'll sprinkle on, you know, a shirt or a blanket or something that happens at the very end of the flight, to kind of wake us back up if we're going somewhere we have to be wide awake. When I flew into Savannah over the spring, I'm sure you all saw some of the fun videos I post on here about that. I actually ended up flying in at like 11:30 at night, so I was happy to just roll right into bed and fall asleep, wake up the next day, be more alert. But for flights where it is a red eye, it's an overnight, then I'll do lavender oil, either on my little travel pillow or a sweatshirt or a blanket, and then that'll smell nice. And you know, planes are not the best, most fresh smelling place. Just a little bit, not enough to irritate anybody else next to me or cause any allergies for anybody else, just a little tiny drop so that I can smell it and it relaxes and calms me, helps me be restful, even if I'm not gonna sleep, helps me be a little bit calmer. And then a little bit of lemon oil in the morning time as we're getting off the flight to smell a little bit brighter and cheerier and be a little more functional on the flight. And these are easy to get. They're inexpensive. You can get them for well under $10 a bottle, sometimes even half that price. It just depends on the quality and what size of essential oil you're getting. I love them. No particular brand that I recommend, just whatever essential oils work for you. It makes you cozy, you know? It gives you that sense of home on a big long haul flight that otherwise would just be you sitting there white knuckling it going, I'm gonna get to the other side, I'm gonna get to the other side. Oh my goodness. Because that's so easy, right? I think travel for all of us is stressful, and international travel is just inherently difficult because you have so many steps just to get to the beginning of your trip. And that is just naturally gonna stress us out. So one thing I notice on flights is that my skin does not get super joyful after being on a flight. It is dry and itchy. So what I try to do is if I have any makeup or sunblock on or anything, I will bring diaper wipes with me and I'll scrub my face, chest, whatever has anything on it, and then I will put some lotion on. So I like to bring a little tiny bit of face and body lotion, and then I also like to bring, if I feel like it's gonna be a super long flight where I really need it, I'll bring a little bit of eye cream or a little bit of face cream. I've really been liking, and in no way is a sponsor, this is just something I found that I like. I have tried the Burt's Bee, it's a night cream with royal jelly, and it comes in this little container. It's less than 2 ounces, so it's well under the 3-ounce limit, even though it kind of looks big. And this is really nice because it's very greasy and thick in a good way. So putting that on my face and neck and under my eyes really makes my skin a lot happier. So that when I get there and I get off the plane and I have to go do things and I have to take photos and I have to film, my skin feels a little bit more ready to be on camera and to not quite look like the zombie that I might feel inside. Those are all easy, inexpensive ways to make your flight a lot more cozy and wonderful. And then another thing I always bring, and you know, any of you lovely biscuits that have been following my travel vlogs, I chat about this all the time. I bring a separate small tote bag full of food for the flight. So I calculate, you know, what time am I leaving, what time am I getting there, how many meals do I need? It tends to be between 2 and 4 because I want to have snacks and then meals. So if I'm having an overnight flight, I might want to have dinner, a snack, and then a breakfast food. And I bring my little baggie, and I bring foods that are not too salty because you're going to get dehydrated flying anyway. And that's really going to make your skin funky. It's going to make your head hurt. You're going to be much more likely to get headaches if you're eating super salty food. So I'm not bringing, you know, pretzels on board, right? I might bring rolls and cheese. Sometimes I'll bring a little homemade salmon dip. Because I happen to know a fisherman that gets fish, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll grab some of that salmon dip. I'll bring some sandwich meat or some chicken slices, some veggies. I like to bring cucumbers, celery is really good, carrot sticks, things that are tasty. And I always like to bring a little treat, so cookies or a little tasty chocolate bar with nuts, something yummy that is a special treat because I know that I'm going to be uncomfortable and out of sorts when I'm flying. So a special little bag full of food. For however many of us are traveling. And sometimes if there's a lot of you traveling, you're gonna need, you know, 2 tote bags for all the snacks because it goes by quickly. And then I try to ask for a lot of sparkling water and still water, and just things that are gonna keep me hydrated and not, you know, not drinking alcohol on the plane, not drinking a ton of soda. I tend to avoid any of the vegetable juices that are on there because they're super full of sodium. They're really salty, and that just, I tend to get headaches anyway, so I'm just trying to alleviate any chance of headache as much as I can. So that's kind of what I do to be cozy, right? I do food, I do a comfortable blanket or a scarf, I do my essential oils to help me relax and be a normal human being on a flight and not deranged. I like to bring a nice lotion or an under eye cream, something special. I would like to get to the point where I'm brave enough to do like a sheet mask on a plane because I feel like this would be incredibly good for my skin, but I just feel too awkward so far in public to like put on my sheet mask on a plane, which is silly because we're all just there trying to survive, you know, get through our flight. But when you're on like a 10-hour flight or a 10-hour series of flights, I'm gonna try to, you know, give me some thumbs up, give me some encouragement to be brave and do my sheet mask on a plane. Or do you think that that's totally uncouth? Is that a horrible thing? Would you never do a sheet mask? I think I would. I just have to work up the bravery for it because then I could have a nice spa time and that would be equally cozy. I mean, you know, I'm not going to sit there, I don't know, shaving my legs on a plane or something, but I feel like a facial mask, a little creamy mask or something would be okay. I find that acceptable. I just have to become brave for that. Those are all ways that really help me feel a lot more cozy and comfy in my own skin and in my little tiny space. There's my little tiny economy seat. And all of us at Fly Economy know those seats just getting smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point where if you move your elbow this much, you're gonna hit the person next to you. So I just, you just gotta sit like this, eat snacks, put on lotion, watch a little thing, maybe like to write some of my novel work on there. And although sometimes I have to be careful because I think the people sitting next to me do frequently look at my screen, and I'm like, are you sure you want to be reading what I'm writing? Because these are very saucy romance books. I'm sure many people have turned away and gone, oh my god, okay, I didn't need to know that about what you could do in space. Hey, thank you, Biscuits, so much for subscribing to the Wholesome feed, giving these a thumbs up, and hitting that bell so you always hear when I have another video coming out. I love you all so much as part of this lovely YouTube community that has been so much fun to see grow. It makes me so excited. If you don't already, you can also follow my other channel. It links from my main page on here, which is kind of our vlogs and our cleaning and our lifestyle. And it's a lovely supplement to this channel. And until the next video, you know what? I will see you on Instagram. I have been posting a ton of photos on there with great tips and life hacks. And I also post a lot of photos of all of my homewares and my apparel. So I designed fun apparel tees and tank tops that are great for men, women. I make kid designs, and it's just lovely to see other people, comment on it and say which t-shirts they found really comfortable to wear. So you can always click on through there and check it out. I have links in the description box to all of my apparel. Hey, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, Biscuits!